with good like with a good fast bow. So yeah, so I've been playing a lot of Once Human. It's been like a week. I think I need a break. I don't really want to go back to New World. I think I've quit New World. I don't think it's going to be around long enough for me to continue to put my time into it. I think it's become a console game, and I'm gonna look in other places. So I haven't played 76 in a while. I haven't played my Starfield game in a while, and it's got a bunch of mods. I own Kingdom Come Deliverance and Oblivion and all this stuff. Now you've gone too far. I should see 76 here, but I don't. Where's my Fallout 76? It's weird. Fallout 76. Yep. And then I want you to go here and say I have not played this in a long time, and I do like this game. Oh no, favorite. Yep. And then go back and I want you to refavorite, please. Yep. And then yeah, play. It will just crash course 76 for a little while. I will change my title to Just Chatting, unfortunately, as Fallout does not have viewership pretty much at all. I'm playing so many games it doesn't matter. Oh, trippy. Double Score Weekend is starting on February 13th and ends on the 17th. Catch up on missing scores at the catch up on missed score due to platform outages that happened over the weekend. Okay, well. The Science of Love Challenge event. Claim your free Dr. Head Mirror and complete challenges for rewards, but I probably have to pay. Is double XP weekend. That's cool. Ghoulish Bundle. Sphinx Cat. Let's go get my freebie. There's a free apparel thing for some reason. Free Dr. Head Mirror. Cool. God, Fallout looks bad now in 2025. So, what else do you have for me? Yeah, do it. And then, yeah, we'll go on my main for a while. Haven't played this game in a little while. It'd be fun to visit. Oh, I love the music. So how's this game feel on GeForce Now? Whoa, cryptozoologist. Hello, hello. No, wait. Create new team. Wait, I want to create a new team called Casual. I guess I'll use my Empress band before I sit down here. Okay, so I want to look at settings here, display, and see if anything's changed. No, it's all where it should be, and it's all the same stuff it's always been. Okay, so I forget what my spec is. It's shotgun? Yes. And then this thing, this gun, and a rocket launcher. Oh, I've got a button change I've got to do, because I've changed my style a little bit since I was last here. No. Oh. Come on, you. No, no. Stop. Yep. So I'm in free mode, but that doesn't matter. So I am trying to get to the menu. Yeah. And then, settings. Control. Sprint needs to be on shift. And then, yeah. I believe that's good. No, sneak will be on left control. Yeah, and that should be good. I think, yeah, and Q won't do anything, I guess. Yeah, I don't really think so. Yeah, I mean, I don't see what else I can do for Q. I don't think there's anything I can really put there that will be a good button. It'll just be this button that doesn't do anything. Am I full? Yes, so I've got to go deal with that before I do anything else. How much money do I have? 2,477 caps. That's not much. The music could be a little louder. Test out the sound effects. It's been a little while since I've switched up the style. So now I should be able to move the camp. Or I could just go to this dude's camp, I suppose. It was that like one cap? Yeah, just do the travel. Oh, I can't? Oh, come on. If I just take me out further. This is a daily ops team, and I didn't want to be on it. Oops, I wanted to go casual. Yep, and I've got my nice transitory bunker down here that I worked on so hard. I spent so much time on this. And I set it up for co-op too, so I could do like I could just have a place forever that I'd never ever had to pay for the game. Yeah, maybe the sound needs to be balanced. I don't know. No, I think that's fine. But the music's maybe a little low. The master's a little high. I think I want the master down lower and the music up. Yep. And the effects and all that up. Yeah, a bit. And I want this master down a little bit lower. No, that's still like a bit like lower. I should balance my 7.1s again because they're kind of like messed up now. I don't know which one's left's right. It doesn't matter. I'm not doing competitive gaming ever again in a way where sound like has some factor that disappoints me if I don't have it. I'm not some young kid anymore. I don't want to compete with these kids. I don't care. Oh yeah, that really sucks. Yeah. So basically everything that I pull in I just sell, but there's nothing in the game that I need. Oops, what's that sound? Oh, yep. So put on the new ring again. Oh, I didn't sit, so I guess I better do that. Um. Oh no, I'll have to deal with my storage, I guess. So, oh no, see the master's too loud. Yeah, never mind. So, I mean it is loud. You can hear it, but it's far still too. Oh, because the master got turned up. The fuck. No, this is good. That is good. Yeah, it's not bad. So I guess I'll scrap in the hopes that puts me under. Yeah, and then all the weapons, I guess. Am I under? Yeah, I'm under. And I'm going to go sell the rest of it. We'll go to... This guy's selling mods and miscs. I'll visit it just because it's like cheap to go there and it's part of the RP. I like the Fallout RP. It's fun. See the guy's base. She fires that bow so fast and shuts him out. That's so strong for a game like this. And then just kills him. I mean, eh. I want to fight the bee, but it's slightly risky not to wait. So I'll just wait. I'll wait like another couple minutes. I don't mind waiting out cooldowns. Ooh, free water. Yay, free water. I can sell it. Well, no. Do I want to sell this yet? No. Well, yeah, I do. And we'll just scrap it. We'll scrap other stuff. Yeah. Or, well, I'll put the scrap away is what I'll do. I'll find his storage and I'll put my scrap away. Yeah, scrap items and do all that. Yeah, I've stole all your water, bitch. What can you do? Pack Brahmin. You got anything else? Yeah, what else do you have? Terminal vending machine. What do you got? Okay, turn it down because I don't have much money. Nope. You are selling serums. Good to see it. Hellos. No music right now? Well, it was good I came here because it meant money. Maybe I should cook. That might also be another reason why I'm full. Oh, look how fast that is on GeForce Now. This is the best I've ever seen 76p. Remember how bad that used to be just like 2 years ago? Ah, you keep exiting and I don't want you to. Yeah, that was all of it. Hopefully my weight is down. Yep, 255 out of 260. So I don't believe there's anything else I need to do here. I saw his base. I mean, I don't know. What else is here? This is a... Oh, he's got his... yeah, he's into Vault Utility. He's got a fountain here. Nuka-Cola fountain. Oh, that's a Nuka-Cola fountain? I've never seen it before. It looks awesome. I don't like the volumetric fog, and I wish I could kill it. Yeah, how we doing here? Yeah, we doing good. So... maybe I should put my center in front of me, actually. Maybe that's part of the problem that's happening, kind of. Which one's the center? Is it this one? No, that's... Yeah, this... No, that's not the center. Where's the center? Are you the center? No, you're not the center. The center is way over there. There's my center. No, that's not the center. There's the center. Where's it going? Oh, well. I don't know which one of these is the center. Oh, well. It still sounds good. I'm gonna get something to drink. Ooh, I can have some Ice Canada Dry. It's gonna be good. Ice. Oh my god, the water's okay, fresh Canada Dry. I should leave this guy's house. I'm probably creeping him out or whatever. Transitory bunker. I would like to go to the mall, I suppose. Yeah, I suppose the mall would be good. Ooh, look how fast that is on GeForce now. It's like 10 seconds. I'm gonna change my title here. Yeah, I'm interested in Light No Fire. Nice, it's on the list, huh? Add to your wish list. Nope, I don't want to do that, no. Oh, the game runs so good, except I think it's got motion blur or something. Yeah, no, it's depth of field is on, is what it is. Ah, yes, the depth of field. Hi, Doc Stanley. I'm here to sell you. I mean, I can't really let ballistic fiber scrap go, and I don't know why I haven't put it in the box. I guess I will. Yep, I want to store all junk. Yeah, and then sell all the rest. Oh, I suppose I should eat before I sell. Spoil Brahmin milk, but it doesn't matter. Sorted by price. Royal Jelly Taffy, Poached Angler, Nuka Cherry, Cranberry Moonshine, and a Purified Water. Okay, sell all the new stuff. Yep. I do like the idea of pulling in passive caps to buy stuff that I don't have. Nothing wrong with that. It doesn't matter really what you do if you're just dumping it all the minute you get it. Yeah, I could just carry like 200 pounds of stuff. And yeah, I can make bullets if I need to. Pretty much every time I come in, like there's a whole regiment that I usually do. I guess I'll just follow it. So usually I go and see Lane at the fucking lumber mill, but they're not up today, which is kind of weird. Oh, he probably is, but I don't care. I've got a whole slew of dailies, but let's go do the technical data to the Brotherhood one, just because I didn't know I had this one. And we're down to weight again, which is good. Oh yeah, and I want to make sure that there's good drugs on my bar, because I know I'm carrying tons of drugs. Yeah, like Berry Mentats is good. And then nope, wait, I want to see. Oh, you know, I don't know if I cracked all those, sold all those weapons or what. Oh no, you're busy, huh? Okay. Anything here? Anything extra? No, it doesn't appear so. There's more gold treasury notes. I'm trying to get up to 10,000 for the Secret Service man thing. I found my straw yesterday, and I don't know where it went now. It's fucking annoying. Fucking annoying. I like that straw, and I use it. Ah, quite good. Ah. While I don't really want to play this game that much, I don't know why there's a dead bot on the floor, but anyways, while I don't want to play this game that much, I do enjoy the nostalgia trip that it does provide me. Like upstairs, there's so much fuck ton of loot, you know. But I mean, I don't really need to loot per se. I should go someplace and do something like I can do whatever I want, and I like hanging out in the new area. There's a whole rigmarole thing I can do with the bunker. I can activate that camp for a second and go to it, and fast travel to it. We can change camps at will now, which is a trip. You know, I might actually. Well, I don't know. Yeah, maybe I'll take a look at my spec and just tune a little bit because I am rocking shotgun. I think shotgun machine guns. So I built a whole gun spec. I just need to make sure I'm in it. I'm not sure what my spec is. Yeah, it's the free one. It's the free one. So I don't get any bonuses to anything. So it's fine except for carry weight. Or otherwise you can't play the game at all. So yeah. So I come here to get buffs and popcorn and stuff like that because I set up here to get tons of... Now, why would I not be able to get my own well that I haven't been here for in months? That is just ridiculous. Yeah, we run around, we just get, like, cool, free stuff that's good, that's fast and easy to get. Yup, like Company Tea. Company Tea is really good. Water boiler... I could get a nice XP buff. Ooh, moldy food, huh? Take it out then. Yeah, it's been too long, huh? Cryogenic bed. Yeah, take a rest for a second. We'll go. Somebody's fighting that Weaver right now. Seems weird. Kazam. Tormoon. So, let's get some more ships up. 55, we'll go down to 50. Gonna do some bidding here. Gonna spend some money. You know, just out of curiosity, can I do the meta group like officer? Can we make it just officer? No? Or storyline? No. Okay, all. Okay, whatever. I love this game. I don't care that it's like played out and I've done it. I've done all of it. I still think it's fun. Wait, what? Whoa. Why is that suddenly ping? I don't know why my VATS got changed, but okay. Nasty fucking honey beast. Those are so nasty. Fuck these guys. Please change camera. Please change camera. You won't do it. Ah. God damn it. Stop. So, I want to go to... No, stop. I don't remember the buttons that well. Yep, there we go. I want you to come to controls and tell me why my VATS is not working. Yeah. You weren't doing that before. Never mind now. This, like, took me out so far. Oh, there we go. East. So, I know that I've got Psycho, right? No, I don't have any drugs. How is that fucking possible? I keep so many drugs around all the time. What the fuck? I mean, I don't even understand how that's possible. Well, shit, I've got to fix that right away. We'll go fix that. Fuck it. I can always just fast travel, huh? I can just fast travel for free. I'll just take 36 Psycho, fuck it. Psycho's good enough. Psycho Med-X maybe. Man, the frames are fucking terrible for some reason. Even for GeForce Now. I don't know why. God damn it. God damn it. No. Is it because I have like VSync or something? It's because I'm in windowed, bordered, not border window, but borderless window. That's why. That's better, but the something's really wrong. There's like a VSync that I can't get rid of. The hell was that? Savage Jaguar. I'm gonna relog real quick because I think it's in the wrong. Well, I know that it was in the wrong window mode. I don't know why. Maybe because I have not run it on GeForce Now very much, almost at all. So now you pop this game that I was. Oh no, there we go. I guess the bees are the steady prey. Yeah, they're like the consistent XP. Oh god, loud. What the fuck?
The days of ancient Rome are often reflected on by historians as a time of significant political and cultural expansion, a civilization that laid the groundwork for many modern republics to come after it, including our own. But as with every ancient civilization, there were elements that many considered to be slightly less evolved than the customs of today. One of those being the famous spectacle of gladiatorial combat. At one point in time, gladiator fights were considered a cornerstone of Roman society, a form of entertainment for those who wished to see volunteers, slaves, and prisoners face off against one another in a variety of deadly and perilous challenges, drawing crowds in numbers that wouldn't be out of place at a Dallas Cowboys game. And I mean before they became a laughingstock. Yet the demise of Rome brought the demise of
That's
this form
why.
of entertainment. Nowadays, we see it constrained mostly within
God
the
damn it,
realms
you
of
changed all
fantasy
your fucking
novels
shit
and
again.
pretentious YouTube intros.
No
It seems that society
wonder.
collectively agreed that putting the poor and sick on a public stage for everyone to see and watching them fight for their dignity was, in its very nature, exploitative and inhumane. But did it ever really end?
You fucked around and now my settings won't save, that's
different.
why. No wonder, no wonder.
This is the Jerry Springer Show, and this is Jerry Springer. On the 27th of April, 2023, he passed away at the age of 79. His death was met with reactions that reflected the complex nature of his legacy and the TV format he had long pioneered. But was this always going to be Jerry's legacy, or could his story have been vastly different to the one we know today? I intend to find out.
Well, it's known as the worst TV show of all time, asking ordinary people.
You reset your GeForce connection or your settings again.
Jerry
God
Springer
damn.
Show was the #1 talk show in daytime television. It actually beat Oprah Winfrey at its peak.
Hi, welcome to the show.
The wild world of Jerry Springer.
Because we show it does not constitute an endorsement of it.
And yet, it was a talk show where there was very little talking. Outrageous knockdown, drag-out brawl.
Television does not and must not create values. It's merely a picture of all that's out there, the good, the bad, the ugly.
Where did it all come from? Does this put the marriage in jeopardy?
You gonna give me my visitation rights and my dog back, or what?
After the show, I got to thinking, why these kids still get paid?
The politicians or companies that seek to control what each of us may watch are far greater danger to America and our treasured freedom than any of our guests ever could have.
But you want to know what really pisses me off about this potential TikTok ban that could still very well happen? That you or I could go to any data broker's website right now and purchase somebody's personal data totally legally. It's a totally legal thing that you can go do right now. Big companies with poor security are getting hacked every day, and whether you like it or not, your personal information is being sold on the dark web, so spammers, scammers, and identity thieves can target you. And of course, they face zero repercussions for it. If the government can ban TikTok, what makes you think they're going to protect you from these similar practices? It's on us to protect ourselves, which is why I'm happy to partner with today's sponsor, Aura. Aura keeps me safe online by doing all of the hard work so I don't have to.
Ooh, when I get Flea, it's gonna be so much better. So much safer.
Requests on my behalf. Give Aura just a few weeks and you'll stop seeing your information on these sites when you search yourself. Aura will continuously monitor the dark web and alert me if they find my personal information exposed, letting me know instantly if anyone tries to use said information to access my credit or bank accounts. Plus, they give me up to $5 million in identity theft insurance should the worst case scenario happen. Just click the link in the description box below or go to aura.com/jobry and get your first 14 days completely free, which is more than enough time for Aura to find out if any of your personal data has been exposed. Huge thanks again to the wonderful folks over at Aura for keeping us safe, but mostly sponsoring this video. Thanks for doing that. Gerald Norman Springer was born in 1944 at London's Highgate Station. His parents were Jewish refugees fleeing Nazi Germany, and 5 years later, his family would move to New York, where he would spend most of his childhood. From a young age, Springer seemed to take an interest in politics and law, pursuing both in the education system and taking up a position as a political aide to Robert F. Kennedy, the original Robert F. Kennedy, shortly before he was assassinated. In spite of his boss's untimely death, Springer remained active in local politics while also working at a law firm. In 1970, during a stint as director of the Ohio Youth Corps at the age of 26, he testified in front of the U.S. Senate on lowering the voting age.
My name's Jerry Springer. I'm currently serving in the United States Army Reserve at Fort Knox, Kentucky. This past year, I served as chairman of the Cincinnati Committee to lower the voting age to 19. And despite the fact that the issue lost very narrowly in Ohio by somewhat less than 1% of the vote, we did manage to win in Hamilton County by over 10,000 votes. And I got to know, for over 3 months, many of the young people in that community, become quite concerned about the issue.
This was the same year he also ran for Congress on a defiantly anti-war Democratic platform. He lost, but a year later, he would be elected to the Cincinnati City Council. This launched his career in politics. In fact, he quickly became well known amongst the electorate for his strong left-wing positions on abolishing the military draft, improving female representation in workplaces, advocating nuclear disarmament, focusing on rehabilitative justice, and emphasizing environmental protection. He endorsed left-wing candidate George McGovern during the primaries for the 1972 election and ascended the ranks quickly of the city council to vice mayor, with his own mayoralty set for 1975. And this time, he also became popular amongst voters for his unique political flair, partaking in various stunts, even being nominated for a local nightclub's Dad of the Year award, despite not being a father at the time. However, Springer's budding journey into politics came to a screeching halt in 1974 when he resigned for what was called at the time family reasons. But the real reason came to light shortly after, when a police raid of a bar in northern Kentucky revealed that Springer had paid a prostitute to have sex with him. The most incriminating evidence being he paid by check.
It is my fondest wish to re-enter public life, but I believe it in the best interest of this community that I resign until such time that the air has been cleared.
Springer voluntarily resigned his post from the council, but was re-elected the following year on the back of his popularity with the general public and an ad campaign that addressed the scandal head-on. It also helped that this was in the aftermath of a little impropriety called Watergate, so it wasn't like his opponents could really accuse him of anything worse than what old Tricky Dick had gotten up to. In 1977, Springer was selected for mayor, a role in which he served for 1 year.
Well, I think it's very important to have entertainment in the downtown area. If our only investment is in office buildings, then as soon as 5 o'clock comes, everybody goes home and our downtown will be empty. So the idea is to give people reasons to come on downtown.
During his tenure, he played a major role in Cincinnati's cultural renaissance, spearheading projects which sought to renovate the city's downtown area through the securing of urban development grants and overseeing various enrichment programs, such as a summer basketball league.
This is better, but it's still locked.
Which was headlined by the Eagles. It was clear that Springer enjoyed the influence that such a position gave him, but he didn't like that it only lasted a year, which left many of his economic projects in limbo. In the time following his tenure, he continued to play the part of an eccentric lawmaker, fighting policy with the same enthusiasm he fought Victor the Wrestling Bear. But Mr. Gerald Springer's nagging desire to become a more influential figure in American politics never subsided. And with the 1982 gubernatorial election right around the corner and a healthy amount of time since his little bar trip, he figured, why not give it a shot?
Politicians spend a lot of time talking about and even chasing after German and Japanese companies. Sure, we need more industry, and I hope some of them will come. But what about our own businesses?
This wasn't the first time Springer had considered running for governor. After all, he had been tipped for lieutenant governor in 1978 and had also been looking at a congressional run. By now, it was apparent that the man was only really interested in running the show. Throughout the approach to the Democratic primaries, he ran a flurry of ads, selling himself as the Ohio populist who would support the people of his state above any corporate or political. He wanted people to know that he was a fearless fighter who would always speak truth to power, even releasing ads addressing his own scandals, using it as a testament to his transparency.
9 years ago, I spent time with a woman I shouldn't have. I paid her with a check. I wish I hadn't done that, and the truth is, I wish no one would ever know. But in the rough world of politics, opponents are not about to let personal embarrassments lay to rest. Perhaps like you, I'm not sure what any of this has to do with being governor. Maybe my talking to you about this makes a point. Ohio is in a world of hurt. The next governor is going to have to take some heavy risks and face some hard truths. I'm prepared to do that. This commercial should be proof. I'm not afraid, even if the truth.
It was undeniable that Springer's style of politics won him a lot of favor with the electorate. Only the scope of the task and the ultimately proved too much. Although he had won the Cincinnati convincingly, he held up a threat who had both held office before. Basically, not enough people knew the name Jerry Springer, so he set out to change that. Throughout his time in politics, Springer had built up a reputation as a media-savvy communicator. And after the disappointment of 1982, he
Frame
decided
rate's
that his
horrible
talents
on
would be put
GeForce
to better
Now.
use in front of the camera. In November of the same year, Springer took a job at Cincinnati's Channel 5 as a political commentator.
Kid, did you ever, and you were watching the conventions, did you ever think there'd come a time when you would stand before the American people and say, Ohio cast its vote? No. What were you thinking about as a kid? I was thinking that maybe you could do it.
His big break wouldn't come until 1984, when Channel 5's ratings hit a rough patch. The former mayor was brought on as an anchor to provide a more charged look at the news, with the hope that it would pull the station out of its slump. The choice was met with skepticism from those who thought his energy would be antithetical to that which is expected of newsreaders. An article in the Cincinnati Post that year compared the task to treading water. Yet less than 5 years later, Channel 5's nightly news would top the local TV ratings, with much of the credit being handed to its leading anchorman, Jerry Springer.
Have you heard what Jerry Springer's been saying?
About the home state crisis.
It's enough to make any politician start thinking about life in the private sector.
On Cincinnati's residency law.
It's what an employee does while on the job that counts, not where he happens to bed down with his family at night.
On school prayer.
Well, it just doesn't matter. Those who want to pray will, those who don't, won't.
Jerry Springer's commentary on News 5 at 11. People make the difference.
Reports often noted how Springer tore up the formula for a traditional news anchor, the one that was objective and didn't allow personal sentiments to cloud how the information they were dealing with was being delivered. Springer would regularly make asides between stories, but most notably, his style of presentation was underscored by a closing monologue, one that allowed him to showcase an unfiltered perspective that was essentially his, and provide his personal insight on the day's affairs. Now, this approach to news wasn't uncontentious, and Channel 5, the organization, often made the local newspaper as much as the local news did. But Channel 5 did succeed in driving up ratings and proliferating the hosts as much as it did the stories it reported on, with Springer racking up multiple regional Emmy Awards, firmly establishing himself as a force to be reckoned with.
Indeed, after conflicting testimony as to whether or not he gave permission to sell arms to Iran in exchange for hostages, President Reagan now says he doesn't remember. Well, assuming he's telling the truth, that's no laughing matter. What other major items of foreign policy is he not remembering? And why isn't he writing it down so he won't forget? And what else is his staff keeping from him? By the way, who's running this country anyway?
As Springer's media presence continued to grow, WLWT began to explore how they could make the most of their popular figurehead. He'd worked before on other projects and documentaries for the channel, but the executives wanted something more durable. His specialty was politics, which was no surprise given he was a politician at one point, but the question remained as to how you could convert something as contentious and often dry as politics into a ratings-friendly format for your network.
Oprah always knew she was destined for bigger and better.
Well, come 1991, a genre known as tabloid talk shows were quickly growing in popularity, led by the inescapable Oprah Winfrey Show, who by this time was averaging approximately 12 million viewers per episode. Popularity aside, a talk show seemed like a good fit for our boy Gerald, as such shows tended to coast off the charisma and popularity of the host, something Springer was known to showcase regularly on Channel 5. People went to the news for Springer, so why wouldn't they follow him to his show that provided an even more concentrated version of his personality? In June of 1991, it was revealed that the executives over at WLWT were investigating the prospects of a TV show. And despite insisting that nothing was assured, by August they were already taping the show, with the debut date set for September 30th. It was said that the first season of Jerry Springer was going to be an attempt to tackle serious issues, with Springer's personality being the driving force behind the narrative, while featuring interviews with everyone from public figures to ordinary people. It would be concluded by his traditional closing commentary that many had come to know him for. In an interview, producer Bob Dubrow stated that in a saturated market full of TV talk shows, it was Springer's unique personality and maturity that was destined to set his program apart from the competition.
Right now, it's time for a new kind of talk.
You know, I love it when the audience starts out with one point of view, and then by the end of the show, they totally change their minds.
Right now, the talk you want is here.
If I'm going to ask people to bare their souls, I've got to bare mine, and I will, on every show.
Right now, you've got a real choice in talk.
Real talk, straight from the heart.
Jerry Springer, the right talk, right now.
These days, it's next to impossible to find any trace of the first few seasons. Even summaries seem to confuse them with later episodes. There's a common misconception today that the early seasons of Jerry Springer were a departure from most talk shows and strictly kept to political matters. However, topics of the first season included subjects that weren't exactly uncommon on talk shows at that time. Abusive relationships, sexual promiscuity, drug addiction, family tragedy, you know the drill, often given a flashy title that would draw in the casual viewer.
You've hit women, haven't you? You hit your women, don't you? Only to shock them back to reality. Oh! Let that be a lesson. Nobody get away from reality.
Going off the summaries alone, this didn't feel particularly original, and if we're being honest, it wasn't. But returning to what Burt Dubrow said earlier, Springer had originally wanted to offer a more pragmatic and empathetic angle than many other talk shows that would seek to sensationalize their subjects. He'd even speak to the occasional high-profile public figure, interviewing famous Democratic politician Jesse Jackson and American Dad character Oliver North, which, to nobody's surprise, were Springer's favorite moments.
You knew when you were talking with the Iranians about getting the hostages back, that is exactly what the President of the United States had said on television. We will not deal with the terrorists. We've been telling other countries, please don't deal with the Iranians, don't deal with the terrorists.
And even to this day, in his own memoirs, President Reagan says, we really didn't trade on the hostages because we were dealing with the Iranians, and the Iranians weren't the captors. It's a distinction without a difference.
It was apparent that Springer wanted to take the subjects that were often given a heavy-handed treatment on TV and to approach them delicately and sensitively, and not, quote, in a trashy way. More on how that turned out a little later. While his mission seemed admirable, reception was mixed. Many were genuinely moved by Springer's handling of certain affairs, but others still felt that the subjects were too sleazy to actually warrant Springer's attention, and that the emotional weight of many of these stories diluted Springer's acerbic personality that they saw on the news.
You just joined us. This is our first show, and we're putting together people who haven't seen each other for 35 years.
In Cincinnati, Springer debuted to some of the highest ratings ever seen by a local network. However, this gradually declined over the season, and in other cities where producers were testing the water, the reception seemed even cooler. Even in another Ohio city, Cleveland, the response from audiences was far from overwhelming. This wasn't exactly a surprise for a TV show debuting with a host who was an unknown to practically all of the country, but Jerry Springer couldn't afford to remain an unknown.
He's been living on the street since he was 9 years old, when his father shot him in the stomach and left him for dead. On the streets of Hollywood, he's known as Tweaky Dave. He's now 19, a junkie, a former male prostitute, and he's dying from leukemia.
In 1992, his strong local ratings gave networks the confidence to make his series part of a $75 million sale to NBC alongside two far more popular shows at the time, Donahue and Sally Jesse Raphael. This deal would mean national distribution of the show and a studio move to Chicago, all of which would ensure more syndication for Springer and his self-titled program. The second season debuted in 1992, and although ratings were a strong improvement from the year before, with more consistent viewership throughout the country, there were signs that maybe this was beginning to take a toll on Springer's credibility with audiences. Although Springer's MO sought to introduce a veneer of seriousness to the tabloid subjects that many shows addressed at the time, the subjects themselves, which seemed to be venturing further into the provocative, were met by many with disapproval. At the time of the second season, Springer still had his newsreading job at Channel 5. The ratings appeared to be slipping there as well, with some theorizing that his association with the talk show industry were interfering with people's ability to take him seriously as a news anchor. And in January of the following year, he finally stood down from his role at WLWT to focus solely on the Jerry Springer Show.
We are back with grown-ups who like to act like babies, wear diapers, drink out of milk bottles.
He still defended the presentation of his talk show, stating that a majority of the episodes weren't actually remotely sleazy, and that it was just TV clickbait in an attempt to lure viewership. It's hard to say how accurate this was, because reception was still mixed, and although many were quick to highlight Springer's more placid personality, some felt that it mostly took a back seat to the antics on the show. Springer, whose personality could at one point light up Cincinnati, now often felt part of the scenery in his own show. The only standout element was the closing monologue, which many would not have been around to see if they'd already switched off. And switching off, they apparently were.
You're up on stage. What do you do on stage that gets
I might go out and kick somebody in the head. I might grab a girl and force her to perform oral sex with me. I've had sex on stage with men, women, and animals, and everything in between. See, the thing of it is, in rock and roll, there can be no limits or no laws, because when you start drawing laws and limits, then you might as well not do rock and roll anymore.
Well,
you might as well sell out to the corporate government like it's already done.
It's not rock and roll. There's nothing to do with rock and roll.
On the surface, ratings of the Jerry Springer Show didn't draw too much attention from a world already inundated by talk shows. However, there were murmurings behind the scenes as to whether Springer's show could survive another year. At the start of 1994, in an article written in the Chillicothe Gazette, it was revealed that Springer was expecting to leave behind the tabloid topics entirely and focus instead on the real issues that were currently plaguing America, stating that, quote, "When we've done the hard issues, that's when ratings jump." As mentioned earlier, the commonly held belief that Jerry Springer's show started with sole focus on strictly political matters was not true. In many ways, Springer was covering topics that wouldn't have set him apart from much of the crowd. It was only his approach that did, and even that didn't feel personal enough to win over a lot of audiences. However, with the desire to change up the content, it seemed that Springer was finally going to embrace his political roots once more, and was finally going to use the show to make a positive change in the world, one that would allow him to embrace who he felt he truly was. But things didn't exactly pan out that way.
But before we talk to Mark, let's meet his wife.
Already did.
Just read was Springer declared in early 1994 that he was going to make his show more serious and focus on the issues that matter. This was supported by then-producer Terry Murphy, who took on the role after Burt Dubrow, the show's original producer, who had been promoted to senior vice president at the show's production company, Multimedia Entertainment. Though Murphy would depart the show in 1994 to go work on The Gordon Elliott Show, another tabloid talk show from someone I've never heard of, but apparently he's British, so that should tell you everything. Murphy's replacement, an up-and-coming impresario by the name of Richard Dominic, was informed of the Herculean task that awaited him, a ratings deficit he needed to turn around to save the show. Now, conflict and debauchery was nothing new to Springer, but the idea of intentionally manufacturing them was, and by May, the Jerry Springer who had committed to phasing out tabloid topics was nowhere to be found. With subjects that seemed just as provocative as ever, and with even more emphasis on the sleaze, in one episode he visits a new dancing diner called Cafe Erotica and holds a debate over whether such places are appropriate. A debate that may have been served better if one side wasn't completely naked. Over the next following months, Jerry's topics attracted criticism from the media, who branded it tacky and irresponsible programming, especially for a daytime talk show which could be watched by anyone. Regardless, it appeared to work in retaining the ratings that secured the future of the show. In fact, with every passing month that Springer leaned into these subjects, he only seemed to attract more and more viewers. By mid-1995, he had gone from almost having his show canceled to besting contemporary Phil Donahue in the numbers game. But Springer's descent into the surreal and absurd had an adverse effect too, as it began to draw more and more backlash from audiences and networks alike.
I don't want to work on the streets. I want to place of my own. I want things of my own. And, you know, I just want to leave peacefully. I hope that we can, you know...
For starters, we would always be friends, but I wouldn't want you to leave this here game alone. You know, it's like this here. If somebody leaves this here game alone, you know, statistics has proven once they leave, you know, they have bad luck. I mean, it's just not right.
A May 1995 article revealed that some channels weren't planning to renew the show, and how others had already been pulling certain episodes off the air due to the increasingly vulgar and explicit nature of the content involved. Sure, there were other channels willing to pick up Jerry from any setbacks he may have experienced, but this still represented an overall increasing discomfort with the material Springer was showcasing on a daily basis. Although Springer repeatedly referenced the fact that these were people who were willing to present themselves on the show as a snapshot of America, it would be hard for even the most uncritical viewer to not kind of question the ethics of the content he was producing. I spoke about Tyler Oliveira last month and about this notion of poverty porn, how filming people going through struggle isn't actually substantive if you don't have anything to supplement it, and Springer was pretty much in the same lane at this point.
No, you can raise awareness. I like Tyler Oliveira.
Tastelessness that any point that Springer may have tried to make in a closing monologue would just be lost amongst the rest of what people had just seen.
I wish we could be together, but there's an element that's distracting us from getting together intimately.
It's a dude, and if you didn't know it.
Well, I'm not what I seem to be.
What I
am. It was a little secret.
Not it's a dude, but she's a dude. I don't know. I don't rightly know.
Which would leave viewers with something.
I don't know what she identifies as.
Your desire to actually pursue content that may improve society was no longer there.
Popcorn.
He was just going through the motions day in and day out of creating a machine that would routinely drag its guests through the mud and excuse it as providing us all with a little insight. It seems shocking that a politician previously so preoccupied with matters like social justice wouldn't even consider the implications of such content, but maybe he did and just decided to push on regardless. Either way, in less than 2 years, Springer had once again turned his career around and was quickly becoming one of the most recognizable names in daytime TV, all by abandoning any sense of principle he may have had. The networks tried to temper the subject matters that were bothering certain audiences, but Springer and Dominic persisted in their pursuits all the same, continuing to roam the seedy debauchery of America's underbelly. By 1997, the show was already staring down a reputation as one of the most notorious broadcasts in the country. But little did people know that it could actually get worse.
Welcome back. Today we are talking to Klan members to see if they will give up their racist beliefs. Well, my next guest says he's fighting mad over the things our guests today have been saying, and he's going to set them straight. That's what he wants to do. He's a controversial civil rights leader as well. He's the founder of the JDL, the Jewish Defense.
Disconnected, I'm sorry. Some kind of windsock. I've got to restart.